So right here, 3 quarterbacks I'm looking to buy this week in a trade. The first one's Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. This impressive rookie, he's coming onto the scene out of nowhere. Tyrod Taylor, he was the starter of the first game, but a doctor making a mistake and injecting him and puncturing Taylor's lung was the best thing for Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Now there's no looking back. This kid Herbert, he's got a big arm, firing all over the field. He can run too. We saw him have 66 yards last week on the ground. This guy, he's putting up some top 10 quarterback numbers, and last week he was ranked the second best quarterback in fantasy. This guy, he gets 30 points a game every week, it seems like, and it's just going to continue because the Chargers are going to be trailing in some games. He's going to have to throw that ball up. This week he's got Denver, is Justin Herbert, but I expect him to still get 20, 25. This guy's ceiling's very high. We saw him last week with 44 fantasy points. So if an owner has, say, a Lamar Jackson and Herbert, and he's looking to sell, you go out there and you get Justin Herbert for sure. The second guy is Drew Brees. Brees, he's looked horrible the first few games of the year, but his fantasy days, he's still putting up the points and the numbers as Brees. Last week, another good game for him without his top two receivers, and Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. He had 27 fantasy points. So Drew Brees, he's going to get Sanders and Thomas back eventually. So this is the time to go out there and get him. He's got a tough matchup this week versus Chicago, then Tampa. But if Thomas and Sanders could be back by week 9 or 10, and Brees still putting up numbers, you go get him. He already had his bye week. He's playing well. It's going to be on his shoulders to get the job done. You know, Brees is up for the challenge. I know he's over 40 now, but Drew Brees, he's still putting up mid to low end one quarterback numbers. So he's the second guy I'm going to go out there and try to trade for this week. And the third and final guy is Carson Wentz of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's got a great schedule coming up. The last 2 games, Wentz is doing his thing, where he had 33 fan points. And then last week he had 31, and now he's got Dallas and then the bye, and then an easy schedule the rest of the way for Carson Wentz. So Carson Wentz, he's a gunslinger. He's not scared of the moment. He comes up in the clutch in many opportunities of the games. And once again, Wentz here with a plus matchup. I have him as a starter this week in my starting quarterback list. So Carson Wentz, you could go out there and you could probably get him for nothing crazy, a low-end receiver, 2 receiver, or an early 3. Because quarterbacks, if you're in a 10 or 12-team league, about 15 to 20 quarterbacks are owned. Then Carson Wentz, he might not even be one of the 12 starters on these teams. But with his schedule coming up and the bye next week, I think you could buy him still pretty low, Carson Wentz. So that's 3 quarterbacks I'm looking to buy heading into week.